All right, Crystal, if you don't want to introduce our program for today.
Absolutely. So I have had the fortune of working parallel to Sonya Levy-Boyd for probably about 10 years. When I worked in juvenile hall, she was a mental health clinician there. She has always, been somebody who, when policy doesn't really meet best practices, her and I were giving like each other like the knowing side eye, like, yeah, that's not going to work. So she was always really great to have in the room in meetings, and especially when discussing kid treatment programs. Right now, she is the youth development supervisor and the supervising clinician for the TAY program of Humboldt County. They give all kinds of services to our transitional age youth, employment development, counseling. They're here to tell you more about that, not me. So go ahead and take it away, Sonya.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm on my phone, so it's tiny, but my work computer doesn't have a phone or a camera on it. So thank you, Crystal, for inviting us, and thank you for the introduction. I'm currently one of 3 supervisors at the Transition Age Youth Division. I oversee the Humboldt County Transition Age Youth Collaboration and our peer coaches. And so I have on our call today, I have 2 of my staff that will introduce themselves as well and help me present about our division. So the Humboldt County Transition Age Youth Collaboration started this process for our TAY division in 2008 when they saw a need for foster youth that were falling through the system, that something needed to be done. And so they started building a team together to identify that not only the foster care youth, but youth in the probation system, juvenile justice system, mental health or behavioral health system, and homeless youth were really struggling in our county. So they put together a team to identify what those needs were, and that's what the creation of the TAY division started from. So the first round of policy recommendations that HCTAYC is the Humboldt County Transition Youth Collaboration, so I'll use HCTAYC for short. They looked at sempervirens in the crisis unit, and they gave recommendations on how those places didn't really meet the needs of our transition age youth. And so they gave that feedback back to administration, and that's sort of what started that program. So after lots of town meetings and planning for the TAY Center, we finally launched in about 2011. I've been with TAY, I think, about maybe over 3 years. And like Crystal said before that, I worked as a mental health clinician in the juvenile hall and regional facility. So I've been with the county for about 9 years now. So that's the beginning of TAY. We are located in Eureka at 433 M Street. We have a really nice building that we moved into about 2 years ago that has a nice drop-in center, and we're a one-stop shop. So my staff here will introduce themselves and talk a little bit about the different programs that are all under the same roof of the TAY division. So Cody, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Hi there, I'm Cody, friend neighborhood peer coach, gender pronouns he and him. I've been with TAY for 3 years now. It's been a while, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about our behavioral health program. Our behavioral health unit provides specialty mental health services such as individual and family therapy, case management, and referrals for psychiatric services. And we try and focus on the transition domains of employment, housing, education, career, and personal well-being. We also offer a few mental health or behavioral health groups as well. We have a big staff now. We have four clinicians, 4 case managers, and in general an intern as well. And so yeah, I believe next Stacy's going to talk a little bit about our drop-in program.
Good morning, I'm Stacy Farmer. I am the lead peer coach here at TAY. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. So our drop-in center is I say it's the heart of TAY. It's the first place that people will walk into before they even see the services. And when they come into our drop-in space, they are greeted with a peer coach. I am the lead peer coach here at TAY. Cody is our other peer coach, and we have three other peer coaches. So for each entity that we're going to talk about today, there's a peer coach in all of those portions of the TAY division. So our drop-in center, I'm going to actually show you because I'm here now. Give you a little peek. Let's see. Oop. So when they come in and they meet our peer coach here, and we kind of greet them the way you would greet any person. We're actually really nice here at TAY. And our goal is to not press upon them any services that they don't need, but figure out what it is they're looking for, and then start there. So we do a grand tour, and we have a bulletin board that usually has all of our things going on. Not much going on right now due to COVID. So we've had to adjust our services to meet our youth needs, but we have employment division. We have different groups that we'll talk about later. What's popping at TAY, you can see that. Try to speak the language. And then our community partners and resources. And we also have a nice pool table. Right now it's geared up to provide people with masks and sanitizer and mail. We've been doing food boxes, delivering them, dropping them off to the youth. We have a fully stocked computer lab. We have 5 fully loaded Apple computers where they can come and do digital media, they can do their stories, they can surf the internet, look for jobs, make resumes, all that good stuff. We've been doing a virtual drop-in, as you can kind of see, we've got our little setup where we are going on to Zoom and doing drop-ins so the youth can still check in with us and still have that connection. We also have a TV. We've been known to do movie nights, movie days. Yeah, and this is kind of where people come in and they get connected with all the other services. We also have a drop-in closet where youth can get clothes and access. It's our little event space back here where all of our groups happen. And we have our clothing closet where it's a little messy right now. I have to get in here, but where youth can come in and get different clothing for themselves and supplies. We're kind of low on supplies now, but we hand out things like toothbrushes, condoms, and hair care, and razors, and all the things, underwear, socks, shoes, you name it. If we can get it, we'll give it to them. We also have clothing for babies and moms, diapers and wipes, things like that. We have a mommy and me group we'll talk about. So yeah, so drop-in is where we link them in, and then we offer them all the other services that we have and appoint them a handy-dandy peer coach to help motivate them and connect them to all of those other services that they might not really think they need, but we'll listen to a peer coach to get them there. So that is drop-in. We also do food. We have a kitchen. Let me run you to the kitchen. So when we're regularly open, we do about 2 snacks a day. Do like a breakfast, and then in the afternoon, like a little lunch. And the youth are welcome to help us to cook those foods and oftentimes help decide what's going to actually go on the menu. And we do food demos. We've done like how to make sushi, and leave the door wide open so the smells of the kitchen have youth coming back to figure out what is going on back there. It's a great engagement. We're granted with CalFresh, so we link our youth to the CalFresh services as well through feeding them and help them get set up with CalFresh and those things. It is very early. And I'm going to turn it back to you, Cody.
Thank you for that tour.
Yeah.
I was still muted. I was trying to tell you about things. Anyway, I'm going to tell you a little bit about another one of our programs, ILS, or Independent Living Skills for long. The Independent Living Skills Program is a voluntary program designed to assist youth in transitioning from the foster care system to an independent lifestyle. All the California counties are mandated to have some form of ILS services, and youth who have been in the foster care system on their 16th birthday are eligible for ILS services until the day before they turn 21. Youth are referred to the program by their social worker or probation officer or anyone. And the Humboldt County's ILS program offers 3 different types of services. There are workshops, special events, and individual services. The workshops are a bunch of ongoing training sessions that cover various living skills and are presented by community experts. These can range anywhere from the cooking workshops to how to sew, or some of our bigger things that happen, which are some of the special events. There are events designed to enhance self-esteem and build skills for transitional age youth. Our examples are Wellness Week, Fall Feasts, our big winter holiday event. We have a TAY graduation every year for all the youth graduating high school or college. We have a big rafting trip that we do every year. We have multiple TAY barbecues we do, so, sometimes one, sometimes multiple. And then we also have individual services. These include one-on-one assessments, developing a plan for independence, assistance with financial aid forms, and applying for college or employment or housing, and applying for extended foster care, which is one of the next things I'm going to talk about. Extended foster care serves young people who turn 18 in the foster care system until they're 21 on a voluntary basis. EFC's goals are to help young people maintain a safety net of support while experiencing independence. So it's like we're EFC supporting them as they're turning into adult and learning, and it's like having their own coach in life. And they assist young people in becoming better prepared for successful transition into adulthood and sufficiency. An EFC social worker introduces a young person in all aspects of planning and decision making, recognizing them as experts in their own lives. And a young person who elects to continue engagement in the foster care system is going to be responsible to meet with their EFC social worker, attend court, and continue to meet all the eligibility requirements for EFC and ILS. So I'm sorry, that was a really big mouthful. There's a lot of that. There's a lot to ILS and EFC because ILS generally takes over a lot of the workshops that we have at TAY, a lot of the bigger events. So sometimes that'll be a lot of what you see. Next, Stacy's going to talk about us, the peer coaches.
Thank you, Cody. So the heart of TAY, I believe, because I'm a peer coach, is not only its services, but how they've strategically decided to link at-risk youth to those services. We know that our at-risk youth can be very stubborn, and it takes a very stubborn person to deal with another stubborn person. So you've got your peer coaches here who have lived experience in the systems such as the juvenile justice system, the foster care system, the mental health care system, who are mentoring and empowering the young people to actually be their best and most authentic self. And sometimes as a peer coach, we have the ability to see through some BS, and our youth throw us some BS sometimes. And a peer coach is a person who could speak to that and be like, you know what? I think that you can do this. And because we have that lived experience, they tend to listen to us more. So we get them to their appointments. We encourage them to meet up with their probation officers. We transport them to meet up with their probation officers when they don't want to do it, and we talk them through how to do that and how to show up for themselves in their life. And it's pretty amazing job. It's not the easiest job in the world, but it's definitely rewarding in seeing where our youth come in and watching them grow as they do. So yeah, that is our peer coaches. And as I said, there's a peer coach for each entity. So we have a peer coach in behavioral health, we have a peer coach in the ILS EFC office, and a peer coach in the HCTAYC, and then a station peer coach in the drop-in. And then you have me overseeing all the peer coaches with Sonya and mentoring the peer coaches. So that is peer coaches. We also, I'll go ahead and just talk about our group. I do a group called Mommy and Me. And this group did meet every 2 weeks here at TAY. And it's a group for at-risk moms. And we would do bonding activities and outdoor activities, really teaching moms how to connect with their infants and their kids, and encouraging them to do TheraPlay through touch activities, and all kinds of other great things. But we also do a mood group, and there's a hearing voices group that is held through us as well. Mini groups to meet all the different needs that are out there. Cody does a role play group. Would you like to talk about that, Cody?
Yeah, sure. So I do a role play group. It was every 2 weeks, kind of alternating with Mommy and Me on Fridays. But due to COVID, we've had to adapt and overcome. And because of that, we've been doing weekly role plays virtually, which has been really nice. It allows everybody to still access it from wherever they happen to be. We generally have a few youth join every week. And the whole idea about role play is kind of utilizing a game and imagination to help support and develop skills in the game and take them outside of the game into real life, and hopefully to be able to replicate that character development and growth into a real thing. A lot of stuff just went in chat.
I think, Cody, I'm up next, right, with HCTAYC?
Yes, you are. Take it away.
HCTAYC is youth power in action. We understand that young people are the experts in their own lives, and so we help foster that. We help. We have a youth advocacy board that meets. Different committees meet every week, and then our big board meets once a month, and they work on various projects locally, statewide, and national to help improve the systems that our young people get involved in voluntarily or not voluntarily. So we serve 16 to 26-year-olds. They are able to earn a reimbursement for their time. So there's some monetary value when we utilize their expertise to help transform our systems. They are building leadership skills, they build public speaking skills, campaign skills, and are an awesome bunch of people to work with. We have about an average of 15 young people that are on our board at any given moment, and we have 3 youth organizers that oversee HCTAYC and help foster the leadership development in our young people. The TAY division also partners with communities. So we work with the employment training division, and we have a vocational counselor assigned to TAY, where we're able to make referrals when people are looking for jobs and want help with resume building and interview skills and navigating how to apply in the community. We also partner with public health and have had a public health nurse assigned to work with us at TAY, where we're able to make referrals on reproductive care. We also partner with the substance use disorder services with the county. That includes the adolescent treatment program and the Humboldt County programs for recovery, which is for over 18-year-olds. So we are able to help young people when they come in who need help with treatment to make the referrals and do warm handoffs to those services. Of course, a lot of the things we've talked about has all changed in the last few months, and we've all pivoted and adapted really well to continue to meet the needs in our community. So all of the staff, most staff are working remotely, and some are still going into the office at times, but they're still providing individual services to young folks, either by phone or Zoom. Many of our groups have moved to Zoom, and then all of our youth advocacy board meetings have also moved to Zoom. So we're still taking referrals and meeting with young people, and then when we can, and delivering food boxes or resources, or still helping people get to those absolutely necessary appointments. We continue to, I think one of the questions was asked to present was sort of what have we done to adapt to COVID, and what are some of the needs that we have. There's this ongoing need, I think, throughout the whole community, and especially also for our young people, is just making sure we have enough masks, hand sanitizers, disinfectant wipes, as some of the main things that are hard to come by for everyone, and especially for our young folk who have a hard time getting out shopping or the resources to get those things. So we've been taking donations when we can and having them at TAY, either to deliver, or if someone comes to the door, being able to provide them with that when they come in.
And then the education. There's a lot of our homeless youth who don't even know what's going on with COVID. So when they do stop in, we're able to like educate them, hand them a mask, and tell them to be safe.
Yeah. So some of the other, I see a question. Yes, we need masks. We need masks, hand sanitizers, wipes, anything that can help our community, our young folks stay safe. And then also keep us safe when we're interacting with them. One of the challenges, since we've all moved remotely, is not all of our young people have access to the internet or a device to connect onto. A lot of them would come to TAY because we have Wi-Fi, and so they were able to use their phones or tablets that way. But because we're not open as readily, it's harder for them to connect. So we've lost some participants because of technology, and then some have flourished because this is a better platform for them than face-to-face. One of our ongoing issues with young people is transportation in our rural county. Taking the bus isn't always accessible to folks when they have to still walk several miles to get to the bus stop, or anxiety is so high when they ride the bus. But bus passes are things that we always need at TAY, that people always come by looking for, and we have limited resources for that and very program-specific ways that we're able to give those out. Laundry is another big need, laundry cards, access to laundry mats. And then one of the things that we're seeing with our homeless young people is just the shelters aren't accepting folks. And so there's a lot of our young people living on the streets right now, and then they're not able to come by TAY and hang out during the day, or get that meal, or get that connection, or that relationship as they were. And so we're really worried about our young people and what they're doing out there, and how they're safe or staying connected. Food security is a huge problem. I think you probably all are aware of that in our community right now. We're working the best we can to get donations for food boxes and easy and healthy meals that young people can prepare. Stacy, you're going to talk a little bit about the needs of our parenting young people right now.
Yeah, so we do the Mommy and Me, and it includes dads. As COVID has happened, we have adjusted our Mommy and Me program, and we've been doing dinner meals and activity kits, age-appropriate activity kits, and dropping them off every 2 weeks to our folks who were in Mommy and Me, which includes the whole family. So we make the meals for the whole family and drop them off. And one of the things that we were able to do at the beginning, we had found some funding to purchase items that we could use, but that ran out very quickly, was diapers, wipes, and formulas are the things that some of the parents had asked for and was very concerned about getting due to the transportation and not being able to leave the house. So we were dropping off diapers and wipes and formulas and meals, and some people even donated little toys. We created activity bags that had like build your own necklace out of pasta, and then like a how to do that, like things that people could do in the house with their kids to still connect with them and take up some of that time of just sitting around in the house. So those are the things that they ask for the most. Yeah.
Awesome. And then Cody's gonna talk. Stacy showed you a little bit our clothing closet, and I know a few years ago, actually, Arcata Rotary did a huge donation to us, a clothing drive, and that was awesome. We got some really great stuff, really professional clothing too for interviews and things like that. So we really appreciate the work that we did with you a while back. Cody's going to talk a little bit about some of the hygiene supplies that we can always use as donations if you come across them.
Yeah, so as Sonya said, one of the things we try and offer to youth as much as possible are hygiene supplies whenever we have them in. So things like toothbrush and toothpaste, deodorant, socks, underwear, feminine hygiene products, shaving kits, hair ties, combs, soap, and shampoo and conditioner, as well as things like chapstick, and then drawstring backpacks and stuff for youth to hold them in. Just kind of the basic supplies needed to thrive in general.
Yeah. So I know there was lots of chats going on. It's hard to see on my phone, but it sounds like if Crystal can maybe just connect with me, if people have ideas for donations or things, connect with me and I can help get them to TAY. I think that would probably be the best. I'm not sure what our timeline is, but that was what we had to present. We're open to any questions folks have.
Take maybe one question out there. Feel free to chat it in. I think there was one question regarding how many youth do you serve?
Yeah, I think at any given point, our drop-in, we see, 1 to 20 youth in a day. I think on average, maybe about 150 a year, I think is what our data was showing us when we were actively collecting it. But each program, I can't speak for the behavioral health program exactly how many clients they have or extended foster care, but we serve a lot of folks. I don't know, Stacy or Cody, if you have more ideas of exact numbers.
I think you nailed it. It's anywhere from 1 to 20 a day. And then Wednesdays is our big day, so we could have up to 30 to 40 youth throughout the day. It was our main drop-in day where people could access service like right then and there. They didn't have to make an appointment. And that's every Wednesday. So every Wednesday was our busiest day. And yeah, I'd say anywhere from 20 to 30 folks on a Wednesday.
Thank you. Well, Sonya, Stacy, Cody, thank you so much for sharing. I love the tour. It's really helpful to get a visual on what your workplace looks like. And in appreciation for your presentation today, Sonya, we made a donation on your behalf to the Wheelchair Foundation. It's something we do for all of our programs. So thank you very much for visiting us this morning and sharing what you have going on there at HCTAYC.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us. Thanks, Crystal, for reaching out.
Thanks for having us.